Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a 2D shape appear on a 3D object, and we are going to make this interactive also just like this, as you can see here. So let's go and make some. So we are in our editor and P5JS web editor, and in that editor you can see there is a function setup and draw. So in the function setup I'm going to include WebGL because we want to make a 3D object first. So I'm going to add WebGL and I'm going to tidy the code so it will be all clear to you. And now the next thing I need to do is I want to make a 3D shape. So the first thing comes in my mind is a box I'm going to make, and that box should be of 200 size. Let's pen and see our box is there. Now let's make our box rotate. For rotating we need a variable, global variable of angle, which we are going to initiate with the 0 value at first, and in that function draw I'm going to make the angle increment by 0.003. You can give any value and see how it's rotating. Now it will not still work. For making it work we have to give this angle inside the rotate function. So in WebGL the rotate are in 3 different axes: rotate x in x axis, rotate y in y axis, and rotate z in z axis. So let's put our angle variable inside it, and let's copy it and change the rotate x, y, and z. So now y and z. Okay, now when I run the program my box should start rotating. There you go, my 3D box is rotating. But as you can see it doesn't got any color or texture on it. So what we are going to do, we are going to introduce a texture on it, but that texture or wrapping around it, it's like a wrapping paper around it, will be of a 2D object. So to move on to make a 2D object we have to first do one thing. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this code of 3D object inside a push and a pop. What push and pop will do, it will not let the 2D object affect the code of the 3D object. It will consolidate the code. Now I'm going to make another push and pop, and in that push and pop I'm going to give, now make the 2D shape. For the 2D shape I'm going to keep it as simple as easy and simple thing. So I'm going to make an ellipse, and that ellipse I'm going to say that ellipse will take all its value from a for loop. So it will be many ellipses I want to make. So let's first start with a simple one. So let's say our ellipse at 100 or 200 comma 200, and the ellipse is of the size of, let's say 50 comma 50. Let's see if our ellipse can be seen. Yes, you can see the ellipse forming in the corner of the canvas. So all these will be fixed, but first we have to make this ellipse into multiple ellipses. Why this is appearing, by the way, in the corner? Because the WebGL, the center or the origin is in the middle. So if you give 200 200 it will go directly downwards. So now let's make a for loop. and make multiple of these. A simple for loop. Let's make, let say I is equals to start from 50 and I is less than the width and I plus is equals to also 50. So there is a it will start from 50 and it will go to the whole length and it will have a spacing of 50. So now after doing this, I'm going to put the I in the ellipse x and y, and after doing that I'm going to see, are we getting any more ellipses? Yes, we are getting more ellipses. Yes. Now make another for loop, a nested one we are going to make. So this is, if you can see, if I put 2I in the x and the y both, then it will start appearing in the diagonal. So if I do a nested loop which will make in the y separately, it will not appear like this. So I just have to change the values, keep all the other condition and the initialization and the update same, and I'm going to change the y with the j, and yes, in the condition I am going to say that it should appear the height, not the width, right? And when we do that, we have to see that we have not put the extra for loop closing bracket. So now when we did that, we have to save our file and then we have to play and see. Now you can see there are lots of circles appearing, and all these circles are in x as well as in the y, but they are in the corner because of the origin which is changed because of the WebGL. Now let's make it movable so that they can increase and decrease in size as well. So let's put the mouse x and mouse y there. So if the 50/50 is there, let's put plus mouse x and plus mouse y. Now run the program and see what we can do with this. Yeah, we can do this with this, but up till now, because we didn't give any fill or the stroke, it's not turning out to be a nice one. So let's give the fill which is required by it. So let's ID the code first. Okay, let's do that. Now I don't want my circles to be filled with anything, but I want my circles to have a stroke. So I'm going to give a stroke to it, and I'm going to say the stroke will get the colors from these variables. So is I and a j, and the third, let's keep it just like that, and stroke weight, let's make the stroke weight which is for making the stroke thicker or thinner. So let's keep it at 2. And now after doing that, let's see what we will get now when we play the button. Now you can see we have when we do this, we get circles of different colors, which is great. Now up till now you have seen we have made the 2D shape as well as the 3D shape, but still we didn't made any, it's not appearing on it. So let's make it appear on it. For doing that, we need one more variable, global variable, which is art, and in the art variable, that art variable will be used to call create graphics, which is the magic portion in it. When we give create graphics, it takes the width and the height, which we will give the same as the width and the height of the canvas. And now the next thing I am going to do is in the 3D I'm going to put in the texture the save art, which will be calling the create graphics function and making the 2D appear on the 3D. So in the 2D we put the art in, but in the 3D we put the art in, but in the 2D we did it. So in the 2D, only in the ellipse and the things which are coloring the ellipse or making the ellipse, they will have the art dot. We will write with them. So with the no fill art dot, no fill art dot, stroke weight art dot, stroke art dot, ellipse. After writing this, we done our job, and now let's see our 2D will start appearing on the 3D or not. So let's try, and you can see our 2D shapes are appearing on our 3D object. And once we move our mouse across, you can see they are changing as well. Beautiful. But still there is one thing still left. Since the stroke is called in the 2D, it's still appearing on the 3D. A stroke is also there, so we have to say no stroke on the 3D, so it doesn't come on the borders of it, and it will gives a classy appearance to the 2D and the 3D objects. Now it doesn't have any, and now you can see when you move around you get different shapes and different things in it as it moves. So there you go, your interactive 2D on a 3D object. You can play around with different shapes as well. So instead of this, you can make a sphere as well. Just need to decrease the size of the sphere, because the sphere is originally very big if you give 200 to it, so 100 is quite enough. And now when I run my program, you can see the same pattern is appearing on a sphere now. And if I do the same with the torus, and the torus, let's be 100 and give the middle portion cube radius to be 30. So now when I do this, it's appearing on my torus. Amazing. Okay, let's save our program, and I will see you next time. Bye.